Coworker gave me an edible, and it took me to the emergency room original post. So I'll try to keep this as short as possible. I've always wanted to try pot, and I have a coworker who works part-time at a dispensary, and he said he would bring me some marijuana to try sometime. I live in California, so I know it's legal, but I don't go to the dispensary because my wife thinks weed is terrible for you, and she doesn't want me using it. My coworker came into work today with some brownies he had made at home and offered me one. I ask him if there's any weed in them, and he says no. I grab one and begin to pound it down with my coffee, except I notice it tastes a bit funny. I ask about the flavor, and he says, it's made from all organic, different than typical brownies, and laughs it off. Being the dumbass that I am, I shrug it off and continue through my workday. 30 minutes go by and my heart rate just spikes randomly, and I start sweating bullets. I start to breathe manually, and I freak the fuck out. I have no idea what's going on, and I end up asking my boss to call an ambulance. I end up getting picked up and taken to the hospital, and the paramedics are asking me questions on how I'm feeling, if I took anything, etc. I tell them I didn't take anything, and they tell me I was having an anxiety attack. I get to the hospital, and my coworker texts me, saying he put marijuana in the brownies and thought it would be funny to see me high at work. I tell paramedic I ingested a marijuana-infused brownie, and he tells me to just stay hydrated and relax. I feel like shit, and I'm stuck in a hospital right now, and I'm beyond pissed off. I don't know what to do and how to bring this up to my boss or if I should pursue a lawyer. Please help. Edit. He is now telling me I can't tell my boss or HR because I'd get fired for using marijuana on the job. Update. Police report has been filed. I reached out to my boss, and he has since then asked my coworker to not come in tomorrow. A meeting is being set up tomorrow with my boss and HR. Edit. People are PMing me telling me I'm a dickhead for reporting him. LOL WTF. Update 2. I am on my way to work. I'll let you guys know what's going to happen. Update I've been getting a lot, or PMs requesting an update about my edible situation, and I'm here to post that now. Thanks for everybody's responses on my last thread. I have never had this happen to me, and I'm thankful for everyone's insight on the situation. I had a meeting with HR and my manager yesterday regarding the edible, and they wanted to know everything that had happened. I explained everything and what had happened to and from the hospital. My coworker lied and told HR that I knew the brownie had marijuana, and I took it to get through the workday. They asked me if this was true, and I told them he was lying. My coworker also told HR I've been asking to try marijuana. And that's true, I did ask to try marijuana, but never on the job or without my consent. HR told me they needed to hear both sides of the story in order to pursue further action. The text message I received in the hospital saved my ass. I showed the text message stating the edible had marijuana and that he thought it would be funny to see me high at work. They requested a copy of the screenshot and, after a few more questions, asked me to go home. I have filed for workers' comp, and I'm waiting to hear back from my job regarding this mess and what's going to happen now. I'm from California, and I've never done this process before. I'm kind of scared I might get fired or something will happen with my employment. I guess I'll just have to find out over time. I did notify my boss that the test might not show as positive since I'm not a constant user, as advised by Redditors in my last thread. He told me this might be a problem for HR since they will make the final decision on what's going to happen, but he will vouch for me and try to make sure nothing happens with my employment. My coworker is now threatening to sue me if he gets terminated for lying about the edible. Can he even do that? I feel like this whole situation is just getting way out of control. I don't even know what to do. Final update, he's been fired. I came into work today and had another meeting with my boss regarding the current edible incident. They've terminated my coworker and charges are being pressed. I asked my boss if it was possible to notify the dispensary since I personally want to do as much damage as I can to this guy. My boss took the time to call them and notify his manager. Did it have to go that far? No, but he sure as hell made sure it did. I don't know if he's going to continue to be employed with them, but I'm glad this whole thing is over now. I've gotten no legal threats or text messages since yesterday and things seem fine. That being said, thanks for all of your advice and responses. I'm going to go get a joint now to celebrate. Story 2. AITA for freaking out when my mom and brother read my intimate text with BF. I, 20F, have been dating my boyfriend, 24M, for almost a year. My brother, 21 million, and I don't have a good relationship. We constantly fight whenever I try to talk to him, and even a simple question is met with annoyance. My mother and I have a fairly good relationship, and we often have conversations, even though we have different values and beliefs. My mother is very traditional and has strong opinions about modern women and relationships. Recently, my brother's laptop broke, and he needed mine for school. I let him borrow it, and he created a separate user account on my laptop that he uses from time to time. Unbeknownst to me, he also accessed my user account and went through my messages. I admit that my boyfriend and I have intimate and spicy text conversations. Last night, while I was playing chess online with my boyfriend, my mother confronted me about the texts. I was embarrassed and didn't know what to say. She told me she was disappointed in how dirty I am as a woman and that I should just get married to regain some dignity. She also said my brother has screenshots of my private texts to use as proof if I try to deny it. I freaked out and haven't spoken to my mom or brother today. I struggle with sexual issues due to childhood sexual trauma, which has led me to believe I'm dirty. My mother saying that to my face triggered a relapse, and I don't think I can even bring myself to wish her a Merry Christmas now. My brother agrees with my mom and says I shouldn't act this way. Ada for freaking out when my mom and bro read my intimate text with BF. Update for Ada for freaking out when my mom and bro read my intimate text with BF. Update for summary, my brother snooped on my laptop, found my intimate texts, and showed them to my mom. My mom shamed me for the texts, which triggered my past trauma and made me feel horrible. I'm not speaking to my mom or brother right now because of their actions and how they hurt me. First of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who responded to my post and messaged me directly. I haven't been able to reply to you all, but I've read all of your comments and replies. I didn't reveal any info other than my age and gender because I'm worried someone I know might find my post, and I'm not really open about my sexuality with friends and family. I just wanted to know if AITA for shutting down and ignoring them this Christmas, like my brother said I should. I met up with my BF and told him about everything that happened and why I was crying the other night, telling him I felt dirty. My boyfriend was silent for a bit, then asked how I was feeling. I told him I just need to get away from them, that being around them makes me feel sick and like I want to self-harm. I also said I was sorry for giving in to my thoughts, and that I felt like I was undoing all the progress we made the past year trying to heal me. He just said he was sorry, and we hugged in silence for almost an hour. My BF isn't the type to comfort with words, but I really appreciate that he just stays with me. I fell asleep while he was holding me at his place. I woke up to find food on the table and my BF was gone. I figured he was just running errands since he said we'd spend Christmas together, maybe buying food to prepare. He came back with my laptop bag and told me he went to my house and talked to my mother. Then he said it's okay if I want to live with him for a while and that he'd support us both. He said it's my choice and whatever I decide, he'll be there for me. He didn't say what the conversation with my mother was like, but now my mom is texting me, calling me ungrateful and saying I ruined Christmas. I haven't responded to her texts or answered her calls. As for my brother, my BF told me he would deal with him and that it's okay if I don't want to confront him. For now, my stuff is still at my mom's, and my BF and I are going to get it tomorrow morning.